everyone, today I've got a Chuck E. Cheese news related video for you, but before we begin, I do want to clarify that this video will talk about what most Chuck E. Cheese fans talk about once they like to focus on the animatronics themselves, which is basically talking about the different eras of Chuck E. Cheese history. You see, basically Chuck E. Cheese has been around since like 1977 and is still going on to this day. So basically he and the gang, who are the animatronics of the band, basically have gone through some evolutions over the years, which people like to call eras, and specific names for these eras. Like the first era was the Pizza Time Theater era, where basically in that era, Chucky was really much of an insult comic jerk, who basically smoked a cigar and liked to insult his friends and the guest stars for some reason. But over the years, when the Pizza Time era was still happening, they've eventually turned down Chucky's jerk meter to low settings, so he won't be entirely mean to his friends. And then they decided to get rid of the jerk aspect in general once they moved on to the next era, making Chucky a nice guy and someone that his friends actually likes being around with, instead of just having their feelings hurt by someone making fun of them. Which is an aspect that has stayed on with the Chuck E. Cheese character ever since the next era, which is known as the Tux era, which was named that because Chuck E. Cheese mainly wore a tux. Although some people also like to call it the Concept Unification era, because that's when they retrofitted the Fire Explosion animatronics to look like Chuck E. Cheese characters. And then somewhere in between the Tux era and the Cool era, there's like this miniature coach era where Chucky's a coach for some reason. I don't know, that was a thing. But basically, then after the Coach era, there was the Cool Chuck era, where they tried to make Chuck E. Cheese more marketable to teenagers. But that one was kind of more successful once they moved on to the next era, the Avenger era, which is the era people like to talk about the most and seems to be the most popular, because a lot of people agree that they like the outfit from that era, Chucky's personality from that era, the song covers they did in that era, the character personalities for Chucky's friends in that era. Basically, they loved a lot of things from that era, which made it one of the more popular ones. But then, during a time when CEC Entertainment was facing sale declines, basically they decided to try to remake Chuck E. Cheese in order to basically still grab the attention of the public audience so they won't go out of business. And that involved to create the Rockstar era, of an era that, even though is loved by some, is not really loved by all because of some things they did. Like, most people don't like that they redesigned Chucky to look very different compared to his previous incarnations. And not only that, but people don't like that after Duncan Brannon, the voice of Chucky from 1993 until 2012, recorded his last show, CEC Entertainment ultimately fired him without telling him, and then they hired Jared Redrick to be the new voice of Chuck E. Cheese, and they didn't let Jared know that he was the new voice of Chucky until after a few shows. Now, I won't lie, I do love all of the eras equally, but I will admit I do favor more towards the Avenger era, mostly because I grew up with it, because I was born during its active years in 2007, and basically I do find a lot of positive qualities with it, but usually when I do Chuck E. Cheese stuff, I like to try to find a way to try to mix all the eras together so they can all be represented. Like, I don't hate the newest member of the band, Bella B, who's been in the band since the COVID pandemic, because she honestly seems like a very nice addition, so I try to find ways to fit her in when I can. And basically, even though I do like the outfits they wear in the Avenger era, I do like Munch and Helen's outfits that they've had since the Tux era, which have barely changed on their animatronic counterparts. So basically, I like to go with those designs in comparison to the actual designs they were given for the Avenger era. Like, basically I made a Gotcha Life video remake of a Chuck E. Cheese skit called Pizza Survivor, where Pasquale hosts a survival game show where if you don't eat his pizza you win, but if you do you're out. And basically when I made in Gotcha Life, instead of trying to recreate the costumes Helen and Munch wore in that video, I just decided to use the outfits I usually use for them for these gotcha videos.
Hi, Pasquale. I always enjoy your pizza, but I already had an unlimited salad bar this morning. So, grand prize, here I come!
And not only that, but even though I do love Duncan Brannon's portrayal of Chucky since the Avenger era, because the voice really suits the character and it's a really cool voice.
Whenever there's something that needs to be done, this guy just doesn't seem to wanna help out. Oh, he just lays there and snores, baby. I hope you're not like him. I hope you help get things done.
I will admit I wasn't a fan of Jared Redrick's Chucky voice at first when I heard it, but I won't lie, I kind of gotten used to it, so... And honestly, since he's just using his regular voice, it's not a bad voice. Especially since I don't want to insult anybody.
At the top of things that have ever happened to me or to this band to even be given the opportunity to headline Wembley.
I wanted a place where you could bring your kids, then relax, feel safe, and let go. Because they're gonna grow up. Just not today. Not if I can help it.
But yeah, I usually use the Avenger or Chuck for most of my Chuck E. Cheese videos, even if sometimes the voice doesn't match the character, like how I made a Gotcha video of Pasquale's brother, where basically Munch pretends to be Pasquale's brother to get to the secret pizza laboratory, and even though it's a Rockstar era skit, so Jared Redrick was hurt, basically, I pretty much used Avenger Chuck for the design.
What are you doing? Getting ready for the big polka festival?
No. The polka festival is until next week.
Anyway, basically these characters have been well known over the years that they still have a fan base to this very day. And basically you think with characters as iconic as these, basically you think they should get their own TV show at some point. I mean, they got a Christmas special that wasn't fully animated because they ran out of money, and basically in 1999 they made their own live-action movie with Funimation, which is something else that I'll get into in the future. But basically, well, yeah, if they're able to do stuff like that, why not a TV show? Well, basically, they're about to have a TV show. You see, it was announced back in 2020 by the CEO of CEC Entertainment that basically they teamed up with a company with interest of actually expanding the Chuck E. Cheese characters and other forms of media to expand the company. Like, they're supposed to get their own water park, well, at least their own area in the water park soon. And not only that, but basically they currently have interest in making a live-action movie. And even though I'm not sure if the live-action movie is still in production, basically, one of the things they did announce is that they were interested in making an animated TV series starring the Chuck E. Cheese characters. Well, back in October of 2024, there was a special leak that happened, which involved a leaked pitch Bible for a Chuck E. Cheese TV series called Chucky and Friends. And basically, this showed off that this may or may not be the animated series idea that CEC Entertainment has had interest in. Now, I've seen other videos in the past where people have actually showed the pitch Bible online and read from it, but honestly, I'm not sure if I should do that because I don't know if they got special permission or whatever, and not only that, but I don't want to get this video blocked so you guys can't see it. But there are still pages of it available online, especially if you search Chucky and Friends on Google. So all I can say is just go check out its official page on Chuck E. Cheese Wiki, because they got it there. Basically, the plot of the series is that Chucky and the gang go on various hijinks in a world where anthropomorphic animals and humans live alongside each other, and they live in an apartment loft above an Italian restaurant owned by Pasquale in a former fire station. And the main goal of the series is that basically Chucky wants to show the world that every day can be a party if you want it to be, and that not only a kid can be a kid again, but an adult can be a kid, and anyone can feel like they're connected to their childhood by throwing various parties, you know, that sort of thing. And basically this comes with the characters getting changed too. Like, Pasquale's no longer part of the band, and the Chuck E. Cheese restaurant doesn't exist. But basically, he is still part of the show and part of the main cast of characters. Anyway, basically, this also comes with some of the characters getting character personality differences too. Like, Chucky, for instance, is sort of the same as his Rockstar era counterpart. But, and this is just a suspicion, but when the people made the show, I feel like they turned to this Chuck E. Cheese song in question to actually make Chucky's character, because compared to TV show Chucky to regular restaurant Chucky, TV show Chucky has sort of a lot of similarities to just this one song Chucky sang once, where he says, "You should throw a party for basically anything on earth, even if it doesn't mean that much."
'Cause when you realize the joy life brings, you can celebrate most anything. I've got big ears, so let's have a party. This guy's right here, so let's have a party. I found this sock, so let's have a party. My cat just ate, so let's have a party. Your beard is great, so let's have a party. This dude is cool, so let's have a party. I have a mouse tail, so let's have a party. I got some junk mail, so let's have a party. Someone put this here, so let's have a party. This glass is half full, so let's have a party. I cut this coupon, so let's have a party. And I've got 2 shoes on, so let's have a party. Ooh.
So basically take that with the regular Rockstar persona, only remove all the Rockstar part where he wants to do rock and roll. Oh, and then take some of the one to entertain guests from the Avenger era, and just for giggles, basically the part of the Paul Ruddish Mickey Mouse series where Mickey just wants to make everybody happy no matter what, or at least any version of Mickey Mouse where Mickey has that in common. Basically saying you've got TV show Chucky. As for TV show Helen, she's mostly the same as her restaurant counterpart, especially the active gamer thing. But basically, she's now also being portrayed as the friend of Chucky, who's like, "You shouldn't get your hopes up, otherwise your plan might blow up in your face," kind of friend. Anyway, as for Mr. Munch, basically he's primarily the same as his restaurant counterpart, only now he has more alien aspect to him to sort of like match up with the whole alien thing that they've made him in the 70s and the 40th anniversary, with Munch still being an alien to this day. As for Jasper T. Jowls, basically sort of the same as his Rockstar era, only I think they decided to uncountrify him by getting rid of his love for country stuff, even though that was still one of the aspects that made his character since the 70s. But yeah, other than removing the whole country aspect, basically he's still the same character. And honestly, they seem to be giving him back the whole thing he inherited from Pizza Time Theater Chuck, where he likes to tease these people even though he still cares about them, which is something that's been in the Avenger era since, like, well, I don't know, maybe like the year 2000, but basically it started getting toned down when the Rockstar era happened, because they wanted to make Jasper one of those I care about my friends characters, which isn't bad, but still. But I still want to bring that up. And basically, even though I'm not sure if it's exactly the same as the Avenger era one, I know the one from the Avenger era for Jasper's season usually involved making realistic jokes like, "Hey, we're robots!" to also having a dislike for Pasquale's jokes, so basically he feels like he's being tortured.
Well, I'm not actually going anywhere, Munch. Where would I go? This is my place.
Besides, he's totally bolted to the floor.
Good point. If I spend any more time with Pasquale, I'm gonna start telling bad jokes.
Yeah, except all of my jokes are really good. Like this one. Oh, why is it hard to play cards in the jungle?
Do I deserve this?
Anyway, Pasquale is one of the characters who's changed the most, because he's no longer the fun-loving pizza chef that we all know and love. Instead, he's turned into one of the people Chucky's trying to reach to in order to try to make the world a funner place. And people like to describe this version as Pasquale as the father figure to Chuck E. Cheese, so yeah. And as for Bella B, basically, the way I can't... Well, the best way I can describe Bella in this version is that she's pretty much an anti-Dot Warner. Because while in the original 90s show, Dot constantly wanted people to see how cute she is, to the point where she made up entire songs about it, despite the fact she can be a little bit threatening sometimes.
I'm cute, yes it's true. just shows. With these two darling eyes and this cute little nose. He's always burping every hour, so I threw him out of the tower. Whoa! Now come on! What did you want me to do? He was grossing me out, and I'm just a cute little thing, so don't cross me. That's it! You've ruined my entire cute song! I am angry! I am furious! I am enraged! I have had it!
Basically, Bella has the curse of being super cute, so basically she gets super annoyed and very angry that people just constantly go, "Ah," at her, which kind of upsets her a bit. And by a bit, I mean a lot. So for a while after this pitch Bible got leaked, basically people were starting to wonder if we would get any announcements towards it. And that was until like June or July of this year that CEC Entertainment made a press release first announcing the Chuck E. Cheese Christmas special, which is hopefully a backdoor pilot to the Chuck E. Friends TV series, especially because according to the art that was shown for the press release, basically it looks similar to the ones in the pitch Bible. Basically, even though I can't say much about the plot yet, they did give out a lot of details. For example, two people from Phineas and Ferb and Be Cool Scooby-Doo, specifically Zach Moncrief and John Colton Berry, get to be executive producers and co-writers, and then there's character designer and animator Bobby Pontins, best known for stuff like Moana, Big Hero 6, and Zootopia to make the new character designs. The animation's being handled by Pixel Zoo Animation Studios in Australia, and then basically a Director Steve Trenber from the Kratz Family Tree and The Jungle Book 2 gets to work with Moncrief as co-directors, and then there's supposed to be new songs written by the executive producers along with Ben Bromfield and Barry's father Jeff Barry. Cool, right? They also decided to list 5 voice actors who were already confirmed to be in this Christmas special, which includes Gray Delisle Griffin, Nolan North, Kerry Walgreen, and Fred or? I don't know how to pronounce that last name, I'm sorry. Anyway, for some reason they don't try to include the characters these voice actors play in the special for some reason, even though I feel like that's supposed to be a standard of some sort, but they do at least list one voice actor with what role they're playing, which is Nathan Kress as the title role of Chuck E. Cheese. Now, Nathan Kress, as you know, is best known for playing Freddie Benson in iCarly, both the original and the reboot. And to be honest, Nathan is pretty excited to be in the role, according to a post he made when the announcement was first made, so honestly that's pretty cool. And before you say anything, yes, Jared is aware that he was replaced for the TV show, but basically he made a comment on Instagram saying that this project is with an outside studio that wanted to do reinterpretations of the cast for some reason, and Chuck E. and CEC Entertainment let them know ahead of this before the announcement was made. So basically, while Nathan Kress gets to be Chucky for Chucky and Friends / the Chuck E. Cheese Christmas special, Jared Reddick still gets to be Chucky for basically every other Chuck E. Cheese related thing that's not related to the animated series. And that goes for everyone else too, like Caroline Taylor as basically Helen Henny.
Oh, whoa, let's play this game just once more. Oh, whoa, it gets me every time. Oh, whoa, I think I got the high score. Playing here is so sublime. Come on now, it's gaming time.
Chris Hell, who's the current voice of Mr. Munch.
Earth is a real big planet with lots of stuff to see. People, animals, and places, but no creatures quite like me. So many things that I have learned about the Earth, so true. From Mr. Munch to you, a Planet Purple point of view.
Jeremy Blado, who's been Jasper T. Jow since 1999.
I sit alone and cry each day ever since you went away. How I miss you since I lost you, my tennis ball.
Earl Fisher, who played Pasquale ever since 1999 as well.
There I I was on a crisp fall night, taking a walk underneath the moonlight. The sun has set and it might be dark, but I feel so light here in the park. I think of a joke and I feel witty. I'll tell you next time I'm in the city, yeah.
And the currently unknown voice actress who plays Bella B for Chuck E. Cheese's.
Hay un ratón misterioso que vive en este pueblo. Es el talento más feroz, pero no le tengas miedo. Aunque es un tipo lindo, es mejor no retarle. Sería un error muy grande atreverse a desafiarle.
But because of the fact that basically this is a different production company, so none of the cast members from CEC Entertainment are involved, that leads to people wondering if the voice actors listed without their characters actually play some of the main characters for the show or not. Like, some people wonder if Grey Delisle will play Helen, or if Carrie will play Bella, or if Fred will play Munch, or even if Nolan will play, like, Jasper or Pasquale. So, basically, we currently have no idea who voices the other members of the main characters besides the guy who plays Chucky himself. Which, I'll admit, is kind of annoying, especially since I want to hear what their voices sound like. And to be honest, we kind of know what the release date for this holiday special is supposed to be, because according to Zach's website, he says he's currently executive producing, writing, and co-directing a 44-minute holiday special for one of the most iconic IPs in pop culture with a December 2025 release. Even though it doesn't say Chuck E. Cheese, it does list the same jobs he has as the press release he established shown in June. So it's probably the Chuck E. Cheese Christmas special with a December release. But the main reason why I made this video for what we know about the special so far is that basically, ever since the beginning of October, Chuck E. Cheese's has been deciding to promote this special already by releasing online animated shorts of the characters from the show, animated in the same art style as the show, basically singing along to songs from the Rockstar era that they've been singing since 2016, which is kind of cool. The first one is basically a remake of the 2019 Chuck E. Cheese song, Pumpkins in My Pocket.
I've got pumpkins in my pockets, I've got pumpkins in my pockets, I've got pumpkins, I've got pumpkins, I've got pumpkins in my pocket.
Which, to put lightly, is like if Baby Shark ever made a Halloween song about pumpkins.
I've got pumpkins in my pockets, I've got pumpkins in my pockets, I've got pumpkins, I've got pumpkins.
Honestly, the only thing saving this video from being totally bad is Pasquale and Munch trying to at least get creative near the end of the song.
I've got pumpkins in my pockets, I've got pumpkins in my pockets, I've got pumpkins, I've got pumpkins, I've got pumpkins in my pockets.
And the fact that the person who animated this did an amazing job at the animation, because it looks pretty cool. And not to mention it has some Chuck E. Cheese references, like how Helen used to have a crush on Chucky in some of the eras, and how Chucky wore his red derby from the Tux and Pizza Time Theater era. So yeah, you can see I'm not much of a fan of the song, but the Chucky and Friends animated music video version of the song is kind of cool to me in a way, because it's them singing along with the voice actors who originally sang the song, which is kind of cool. And not only that, but basically, it kind of shows how the comedy style is supposed to be, because basically every show's comedy style is pretty different if they have a comedy style, because I know some shows don't have comedy. And basically, it shows how crazy Chucky and his friends can get into their shenanigans. I mean, at this point, for some of the visuals, they're barely driving even with the Halloween masks on. Not to mention, they unintentionally scare Pasquale very badly.
I've got pumpkins in my pockets, I've got pumpkins in my pockets, I've got pumpkins.
Hey, Pasquale! Hey, it's us!
In my pockets, I've got pumpkins in my pockets, I've got pumpkins in my pockets, I've got pumpkins, I've got pumpkins, I've got pumpkins in my pockets.
Wait, is Halloween not tonight?
Also, I won't lie, I sort of have this weird thing where if I hear a bunch of new voices that I've never heard before, I kind of don't know which voice is which until I'm fully established with the characters. And since Chucky in this video is the only one with standalone speaking moments, he's the only one I'm able to identify when it comes to the voice. And honestly, I won't lie, Nathan Kress actually does a very good job of voicing Chucky. It's like he's taken some of his other roles in the past, like Freddie Benson, and mixing it with Jared Reddick's adaptation of Chuck E. Cheese, which is literally his regular voice, and honestly somehow making it work.
Hey everybody, it's time to dance with your old pal Chuck E. Cheese. I've got a really easy dance. Anyone can do it.
Hey everybody, it's time to dance with your old pals, Chuck E. Cheese. We've got a really easy dance. Anyone can do it.
But as for the other characters, I have no idea who's who. And basically the only clue I got is this deep voice I'm hearing, which may belong to Munch. And basically this high-pitched voice, which most likely belongs to Belle, since she's literally supposed to be one of the cutest creatures ever. So a cute creature needs a cute voice to go along with it.
I've got pumpkins in my pockets. I've got pumpkins in my pockets. I've got pumpkins. I've got pumpkins. I've got pumpkins in my pocket.
Even though there have sadly been a lot of people who I think were being too hard on this because it's honestly not that bad, and let's face it, it could have been worse. Basically, I did find some people who actually did like it and gave some positive points on it. So, honestly, I say this promotion is off to a good start. And even though we sadly haven't gotten more Party Mobile sing-alongs yet, basically we did get another video recently where Chucky and Munch tried to teach us the Easy Dance, which was one of those Ticket Splash live shows Chucky used to perform in 2018.
Now listen everyone, I've got a dance for you, and it's called the Easy Dance because it's easy to do. It's really very simple as you can see. Just listen to the moves and then repeat after me.
And since this video actually only has 3 of the main characters in it this time instead of like all 6, basically it's easier to identify the voices. And yes, I do mean 3 because we actually get a Helen Henny cameo. And honestly, both the voices who play Munch and Helen do a great job with this sneak peek. Like, the guy who's playing Munch sort of gives him a sort of smooth talking kind of voice that was given to him by people like Scott Wilson, Duncan Brannon, Doug Teal, Christopher Sabat, and John Bowen. And for some of the voices who played Munch over the years, we're also giving him sort of a gravelly monster voice that he sort of had in the old days. Like his original voice actor Fritz Hellenbraun, Scott Wilson again, Joe Conti, Bob West, believe it or not, and the current voice of Munch, Chris Hill.
I couldn't help it, I tell you. I was starving. Mama always said there'd be days like this. I wonder what's for dinner.
Oh yeah, it's great. In fact, I think under the purple fur on my hand, I got a green thumb. I'll have to shave my thumb later to be sure.
It's called the Easy Dance because it is easy to do. Except for marching in place. That is hard. Why would you do that?
And as for Helen's new voice actress, she's honestly putting a new spin on Helen, and even though I'm not sure if there's any comparison to her, to any of Helen's previous voice actresses, except, well, to be honest, I don't know, but on the top of my head, I'll probably go with Anna Gray Brooks Witchman, also known as Anna Gray LaBasse, but also go along with Helen's current voice actor, Caroline Taylor. Basically, I guess those would be my 2 choices for what her voice adaptation is probably a mix of, while also putting a new spin on it. But other than that, she honestly does a great job with voicing TV show Helen.
I feel awful for Munch, but at least he got to eat. Oh, and that Jasper is a good dog. But fortunately for me, he's also one pup that never misses a meal. The grand prize has my name all over it.
Good day, gentlemen. Which of you fine fellows is Landon? Landon? I hear you're the man to challenge to a race. That's the word on the street. Not to a car race, a race on foot. Kindly join me at the starting line, sir. Victory! Oh, he took a knee somewhere back there. I've got another one in me. Anyone else want to go? Ooh, I'd look good in a crown. I'm gonna go find one.
This short also dispenses more of the comedy that we should expect from the series, because the original version of the Easy Dance had very simple steps that kids can follow along with to dance with Chucky, which involved shaking your legs, clapping your hands, marching in place, doing the spin, shaking your hands, hopping around, waving your arms, and touching your toes. Although it got difficult near the end because Chucky decided to go too quickly, which not only led him to being out of breath, but is a simple way to kind of mess up some of the moves if you don't practice enough carefully.
Woo! It's called the Easy Dance, 'cause it's easy to do. Woo! I guess this Easy Dance was a little more difficult than I thought.
And basically how the Chuck E. Cheese Christmas special version works is that basically Chucky and Munch are doing the dance together to teach the audience. And while Chucky does half of the moves they list, Munch gets the other half, but basically thinks that his alien powers are more simple to do than basically normal human stuff. But before we continue, I think I want to clarify something for you. Alien powers was not really a common thing for Munch in any of the eras for Chuck E. Cheese's. Heck, not even the current one where they confirm he's an alien. So basically, they decided to give him alien powers for this one because it's typical for aliens in like children's media or whatnot to actually have alien powers. Because other than what species they are, that's what separates them from us humans, and the fact that we live here on Earth and they live on another planet. And basically, Munch's powers, for Munch at least, come easy to him, so he thinks those would be easy steps to do for the easy dance instead of the original steps for the dance. But it's difficult for everyone else who's dancing the dance with Chucky and Munch, including Chucky himself, because he's not an alien. He's a regular human-like mouse. So he accidentally makes the easy dance very difficult for everyone else to do on his dance moves for the dance.
Down, shake your legs.
Clap your feet.
March in place.
Become 3 of you.
Shake your hands.
Flap your necks.
Wave your arms.
Turn it down.
It's supposed to be an easy dance.
Also, apparently he reveals he has more than one neck.
Shake your hands.
Flap your necks.
Did he say necks?
Yes, Chuck. Yes, he did. Also, there's this one scene where Munch says turn into Helen. But honestly, when he quote-unquote turns into Helen seems way too scared and a little bit freaked out to be someone who just turns into their best friend, and instead it just seems like Munch traded places with her, especially because of how scared she kind of is.
Turn into Helen!
What's going on? I was just about to microwave a burrito and...
Turn into Helen!
My burrito.
Anyway, that's currently all the sneak peeks of the Chuck E. Cheese Christmas special we have so far. And honestly, I can't wait until we get to hear Jasper, Bella, and Pasquale's voices in the future, so we can know what they sound like for this show and possible series. And basically, I honestly cannot wait until this comes out, because it looks and sounds very, very promising. I'm not gonna lie. So, that's basically all I have to say, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Bye!